This is how you make a 3D city inside of After Effects using Element 3D and the Metropolitan 3D City Pack. First thing I want to say is this is going to be a fast tutorial, so if you like fast tutorials, this will be good for you, but it might be kind of hard to keep up. One thing I want to say is go and check out videocopilot.net. 1 for the source files and 2 for a more in-depth version of this tutorial. His tutorial is about 25 minutes long, maybe like 20 to 30 minutes long. I want this to be under 20 minutes because I want people to learn this fast, and I know that it puts people off when tutorials are very long. So we're going to head straight into it. First of all, you want to load up After Effects, make a new composition. We're going to call this City, doesn't really matter what you call it. 1920 by 1080, you can leave everything else the same, just make sure the duration is like at least like 5 to 10 seconds long, or depending on however long you need it for the shot. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make a new solid, and you want to drag the element effects onto that. And we're going to head into the scene setup here. Now with the Metropolitan pack, it comes with a bunch of buildings here. What you can do is you can click on a bunch of these buildings, move them in your scene, and have like a really unique city, and use the particle replicator to have lots of the different buildings. However, we're not going to do that for the purpose of this tutorial to make it a lot easier for ourselves. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, and then it has these street layouts here. For this, we're going to use street layout 3 just because I don't know, I could have used any of these. Now that you've got this in your scene, you want to click on environment, and you're going to use one of the environment maps that Video Copilot gave away for free. So for this, we're going to use Light Skyline 4K. The reason we're using these is because they're 4K images, so that you won't lose any quality on the reflections of the buildings. Okay, so with that being done, we're going to hit OK. And since we're working with 3D objects, we're also going to make a new camera. A 2-node camera, 35mm preset will be fine. Get the camera tool and just move this ever so slightly. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Group 1, Particle Replicator Settings, and we're going to change it from a point to a plane. This basically means when we up the particle count, it will be duplicated along a plane, which is a flat object. Think of it like a floor. So now that we set it to plane, we are going to increase the particle count to something big. Like for this, we'll go with 75. So now we have 75 copies of that street layout. We are now going to size up the particle scale. And I'm going to move my camera here so I can see the roads. And we're going to just make it so the roads line up like so. Now when we change some of the settings, you may need to change this shape scale again so that the roads line up properly. Since I'm recording, I'm going to go into half scale so my computer doesn't blow up on me. Okay, so now we've got 1 million copies of this city, but the only issue is they're all in the same line, so you can very clearly see that they're duplicated. If you did what I did at the beginning and just brought in different building elements, then I guess it wouldn't look like this, and you still should do this part, but it wouldn't look copy and pasted like this. So the way we're going to change this is we're going to go into the particle look settings, particle rotation, and we're going to go into the randomize angle settings. And on the Y rotation, we're going to set it to 90 degrees. Now this basically rotates all of the buildings randomly 90 degrees, just so it doesn't look like like the same city copy and pasted. It kind of looks different. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add some lighting. So we're going to create a new light. We're going to make it a parallel light. We're going to change the color to white. We're going to set the intensity to 150. Now this is to imitate the sunlight that you would get from a normal sun, obviously. So we're going to place it up in the sky and point it downwards. We're also going to create another new light. We're going to make an ambient light, and you want to set the ambient light color to how you want your scene to look. So for some people, they want like a morning sunrise orangey red scene. Some people it'd be like nighttime. I guess you could just use like a nice blue moonlight. However, I like my morning scenes to have a tint of blue in it anyway, so I'm going to use a nice bluish color. I'm going to set the intensity down to like 15. Okay, so with our lighting set up, we need a background. So we're going to get the same image. This is important. Make sure it's the same image you used for the environment map as our background. We're going to drag this underneath everything, make it a 3D layer, and hit AA and hit accept lights off. This is so it isn't affected by our lighting, and you want to push this layer back into 3D space, so along the Z axis, to make sure it's behind our buildings. And once you have done that, you want to go ahead and scale it back up. Now move the background along the Y axis to move it up, and just put it in a spot where you think it most makes sense. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some fog. We're going to go into the Element 3D layer, go into the render settings, and fog. We're going to enable the fog. Use the eyedrop tool here to pick this background fog color. Now you can move the start distance depending on how much fog you want in the scene. And if it doesn't match the background, you can use the eyedropper again to try and match it to the background more, or you can just hit the color and try and do it manually to find the color that matches the best. Okay, so I found the color I like here. We're going to stick with that. Maybe we can change the lighting of our parallel light now to kind of match the background a bit more. Maybe we want a little bit of that blue in there. See, if I turn the preview on and off, it kind of changes the buildings a little. You don't want too much color, otherwise it looks ridiculous. I mean, I guess you could use this for like a weird type of city. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some color correction. So we're going to need a new adjustment layer. And we're going to go into Effect, Color Correction Curves. We're going to add a little bit of contrast to this. So a nice little S-curve. You see when I take that on and off, it just amplifies the contrast a little bit, makes it look a little bit better. Sometimes if you do this, you might need to correct some of your lights or your fog to make it look a bit better. For this, I'm just going to keep it the same. And we're going to go into the Ambient Occlusion settings and enable that. We have two settings for this. We have the SSAO and the Ray Traced. I'm going to use the Ray Traced. Feel free to mess around with the settings a lot. In fact, I encourage you to mess around with the settings to try and think of something unique and make it look really good. Another thing you should add, which Andrew Kramer didn't actually mention in his tutorial, which is surprising, is shadows. You want to enable shadows, and you can have shadow mapping or ray traced. I believe he didn't say it in his tutorial, but I'm going to go with the shadow mapping, and we have a bunch of settings here. You can up the blur radius if you like, and up the shadow samples, shadow depth, like any of the settings. Just have a mess around with them. You can see if I turn this on and off, the shadows that it adds. One other setting I want to talk about very quickly is the glow setting. If I enable the glow setting, nothing really changes in this scene. The glow setting is for if you have 3D elements that have lighting on them. So if you wanted to make a night scene, all the buildings in the Metropolitan pack have lights on them for the windows. They have orange lights. So you want to go into the glow settings and enable them, and that will illuminate the buildings themselves and make it look really good. So like I said, mess around with all the settings you have here just to come up with an outcome that you like. We're just going to keep it like this though for time purposes. You can also add some actual After Effects in here, like a glow like Andrew Kramer did in his tutorial, but we're just going to keep it like this, and we're going to move on to adding some other elements like some text inside of our project. So we're going to get the text tool, and we're going to type something. For this, I'm going to type tutorial, set it to whatever font you like. I use the Nemesis Grant font because it's a font that I use all over my channel. Okay, now disable this layer, go into the element 3D layer itself, go into custom layers, custom text and mask, and then path 1 we're going to set it to tutorial, or the text layer that you've typed. And now we're going to go into the scene setup here and hit extrude. Now what that's done is it's extruded the text layer that you have created, but it's in the same folder as the street layout. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it out of the folder and set it to group 2. So we're going to make this look a bit better here by adding some bevels. There's lots of bevels you can try here, like if you just drag some on, they all look pretty unique and different. I kind of like this red one right here, but maybe I don't actually want the color red. So what you can do is you go to this arrow right here, which will drop down the materials, and you can scroll down or click on the material settings right here and find where it's red. In this case, it's the illumination options, and just change it to whatever color you want. I think maybe we should match the color we have in the scene, so maybe like a nice blue. You can also go to like the reflectivity and turn up the reflections a bit, or even turn the reflections, change the color of the reflections to like a blue. Hit OK. So now that will drop the text into our scene, but you can't really see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into group 2, particle replicator, and we're going to move it along the y-axis to bring it up. And there it is. Now you can move it along the X if you would like, or the Z to bring it forward or backwards. We're not going to do that. You can also mess with the rotation settings. So we're just going to leave it like this. If you wanted, you could keyframe some of this stuff, but what we're going to do is we're just going to keyframe the camera to have a simple camera movement. We're going to hit P, Shift A. This will bring up the position and the point of interest in the same thing, so we can keyframe them both. We're going to move forward a couple seconds. I'm going to hit N to trim my comp to that time. But before I do anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the point of interest to be looking more at the text that I'm working on. And now that I've done that, I'm going to keyframe the position, go to the end, get my camera tool and just rotate the camera slightly. Maybe even zoom in a bit. And I'm going to hit F9. F9 just slows down the keyframe and smooths it a bit. You don't have to do this, especially if you trimmed it to the end, because it'll be the end of the video anyways. But we're just going to look at this right now. Now, there's many things you could add to this and many ways you can make it better. One way is you could add buildings that are taller than the others to add like a bit more dimension. You could also add some color correction, make it look a little bit better, change the lighting a bit. On one of my examples, I added an optical flare, and I'd recommend trying out new things. I've been messing around with this a bit more. In one of my most recent examples that I haven't actually put up yet, the camera rises from the ground, I believe, which I thought looked kind of nice. But anyways, that's it for this tutorial. I hope this helps you make 3D cities inside of After Effects. If it did, let me know what else you need help with if you want to see a different type of tutorial. I will actually have a VFX showreel coming out real soon, so if you want to know how to make any of the effects from that, leave a comment on this or that video when it comes out, and I will do another tutorial on them. Anyways, I hope this really helped, and thank you so much for watching.